Hello, my friend, welcome. Today, I'd like us to talk about our highest calling and how that highest calling is actually connected to the intense emotions that we may be experiencing. If you've been on this channel, you know that I take a lot of time to go over the emotional healing of the inner child, because I believe that a lot of treasures lay under those original emotional wounds that we oftentimes unconsciously carry for our lifetimes. We want to create impact in the world. We feel we want to live a meaningful life and yet be also financially independent and live in prosperity. But we tend to think that it's either or. Either we are, serving the community, or we are actually, wealthy. I believe that when we connect to our intuition, when we connect to our center, to our inner child, from which we then express, all of the abundance of the world come in. And not only financial abundance, but also, friends, partners, beautiful opportunities. You just become like a magnet to that, because you start walking on your path. You walk on the path that you always meant to walk on. So things become much easier. For that reason, I believe connecting to your emotions and healing your emotions is such an important component to become more self-aware of who you truly are, beyond your thoughts and beyond your emotions. I also think that this video will be helpful for those who don't know exactly what their talents are right now. They know that they have this strong feeling of creating an impact, but they don't know what to bring to the world. What is they offering? So what do I mean by saying that your highest calling is connected to your most intense emotions? Those emotions that we oftentimes deem as negative. Well, in the last couple of videos, I went in depth explaining how these intense emotions actually lead you to discovering your deepest desires that are unfulfilled. When this desire is being unfulfilled continuously, and you are made feel wrong for even having the desire, say you want to have a lot of money, and then you have a conflicting belief that, whoa, that's not good, money is evil, right? Well, some would say or feel. Then you tend to, create this wound around this particular subject, and that wound is then coming out as this negative emotion, something that you may judge yourself for. So we can also say that that unfulfilled desire, if you start unpacking it, if you first of all discover it and you start healing it by giving yourself what you haven't received in the past, whether it is a desire for affection, or desire to be seen, or desire for equality. There could be a lot of different desires that are true to you specifically. And I speak about the way of discovering those desires in the past videos, so I will link it up here. So once you identify the desire, you can then give yourself, you can reparent yourself, you can give yourself what you didn't get. In the process of reparenting, in the process of giving yourself and fulfilling that desire, removing all of the taboos about it, all of the judgments and negativity that you have associated with this desire, you will start seeing how your life is becoming easier. The doors start to open up, opportunities start to come in, and you become more and more in the flow, feeling like you're home, feeling like, okay, yes, this is what I want. So this is the important part. What I want to say here is that as you give yourself and as you start fulfilling the desire, you are creating a bridge to your highest calling. That desire is not necessarily the highest calling, but it's going to lead you towards your highest calling, because your highest calling is where you're whole, is where you are expressing from the truth of yourself. And the desire that's unfulfilled is showing that there are some very strong negative beliefs that you are still holding on to, and with that some negative emotions that you're still holding on to, that basically prevent you from seeing the fullness of yourself. Once you start uncovering yourself and discovering your desires and then giving to yourself and reparenting your inner child, you will be unpacking amazing talents that may have been dormant. They have been dormant because your inner child is the source of your creativity. Your inner child is what actually drives your creative process. If that inner child will feel that some parts of it are unaccepted, some parts of it are wrong, then you can imagine that that child is going to be in hiding or in a reactive mode. It's not going to be in a creative mode. And oftentimes those aspects that we actually reject are the fuel for something that is our strongest talent. For example, sometimes people feel they're rejected for feeling angry, that anger is not good. Maybe their parents told them that anger is not good, or maybe they've seen parents who were angry, and so they put sort of a claim that anger is destructive, is wrong. But that anger, as they suppress in themselves, they also suppress the ability to be a great leader. Because any great leader, any great visionary has to have that anger where they can be rebellious and go against other people, that they have energy to bring other people with them. And that is the same energy as the energy of anger. It's just transformed, it's transmuted into, I say, a higher octave. When you want to come into understanding what your talents are, when you want to understand how can you serve this world and be successfully financially and in your relationships, then the answer lies in the desires that still haven't been fulfilled. You going after those desires, fulfilling those desires, making yourself being accepted for wanting those things, and then see what unfolds. Truly, we do not know what will unfold on the other side. You will at the beginning be feeling possibly a little bit out of your comfort zone, because you will at the beginning have to make steps where you are uncomfortable because you haven't done that before, because you're afraid of the judgment, and that's the whole point. That's why you haven't done it before. But now is the time, and you know that this is where your treasures, this is where your gifts are. So you can either continue being suppressed by your personal negative beliefs, or you can let them go, or at least act regardless of the states of fear that you may be experiencing, knowing that the fear is only a sign that you are on the edge of your expansion. The fear is actually a beautiful thing that's showing you that right here, right now, you have a possibility, an opportunity to step and expand into a greater sense of self, and expand into a place where you can create more impact, where you can create more beauty in the world, more abundance of whatever abundance you are here to create. I hope this resonates and that it helps in some way. Let's not be afraid of what other people can say. Let's just play around, let's explore, and let's support each other in doing so. Let's encourage and cheer each other when we see other people being self-expressed from that unique individual self. I think this is all for now. Bye. Thank you.